Welcome. Today we are looking at goods and services. This is a key topic in your marketing exams for SS1. Pay close attention. Let us begin. First, let me explain the meaning of goods. Goods are physical, tangible products that can be seen, touched, and felt. They are items that satisfy human wants. Goods are produced, stored, transported, and consumed. Examples of goods include food, clothing, cars, phones, books, furniture, and electronics. Goods can be classified in different ways. Consumer goods are products bought by individuals for personal use. Industrial goods are products bought by businesses for use in production. Durable goods are products that last a long time, such as cars, furniture, and appliances. Non-durable goods are products that are consumed quickly, such as food, drinks, and toiletries. Convenience goods are products that consumers buy frequently with little effort, such as bread, milk, and newspapers. Shopping goods are products that consumers compare on quality, price, and style before buying, such as clothes, shoes, and phones. Specialty goods are products with unique characteristics that consumers make a special effort to buy, such as luxury cars and designer watches. Now let me explain the meaning of services. Services are intangible activities, benefits, or satisfactions offered for sale. They cannot be seen, touched, or felt before purchase. Services are actions performed by one party for another. Examples of services include banking, insurance, education, healthcare, transportation, hairdressing, and repair services. Services have several unique characteristics. The first characteristic is intangibility. Services cannot be seen, tasted, felt, heard, or smelled before purchase. You cannot touch a bank loan. You cannot taste a haircut. This makes services difficult to evaluate. Customers must trust the service provider. The second characteristic is inseparability. Services are produced and consumed at the same time. The service provider is present when the service is consumed. A haircut is produced and consumed simultaneously. The hairdresser cannot cut hair without the customer present. A doctor's consultation is produced and consumed at the same time. The doctor and patient interact. The third characteristic is variability. Service quality varies depending on who provides it, when, where, and how. The same hairdresser may give a great haircut one day and a poor one the next. Different doctors have different skills. This makes quality control difficult. The fourth characteristic is perishability. Services cannot be stored for later use. An empty seat on an aeroplane cannot be saved for another flight. An unused hotel room cannot be stored. A doctor's idle time cannot be recovered. This makes demand forecasting very important. Service businesses must manage capacity carefully. The fifth characteristic is ownership. When you buy a good, you own it. When you buy a service, you do not own anything. You experience the service. You cannot resell a haircut. You cannot give away a banking consultation. You only pay for the experience. Understanding these characteristics is essential for marketing services. Service marketers must use different strategies than goods marketers. They must manage intangibility by providing physical evidence. They must manage inseparability by training staff. They must manage variability by standardizing processes. They must manage perishability by balancing demand and supply. Now let me explain the differences between goods and services. This is very important for your exam. Goods are tangible. Services are intangible. You can touch a car. You cannot touch a car insurance policy. Goods can be stored. Services cannot be stored. You can keep spare parts in a warehouse. You cannot store a dental cleaning. Goods can be transported. Services cannot be transported. You can ship shoes across the country. You cannot ship a haircut. Goods can be separated from the producer. The producer does not need to be present when the good is consumed. Services cannot be separated from the provider. The provider must be present. Goods are produced before consumption. Services are produced and consumed at the same time. Goods can be returned. You can return a defective phone. Services cannot be returned. You cannot return a bad haircut. Goods quality is consistent. Services quality varies. Goods can be patented. Services are difficult to patent. Goods can be inspected before purchase. Services cannot be inspected before purchase. You can test drive a car. You cannot test a surgery. Marketing goods focuses on product features. Marketing services focuses on relationships and trust. Now let me explain the classification of goods. Goods can be classified in several ways. By durability, goods are classified into durable goods and non-durable goods. Durable goods last for a long time. They include cars, furniture, appliances, and electronics. They are usually more expensive. They require more consideration before purchase. Non-durable goods are consumed quickly. They include food, drinks, toiletries, and cleaning products. They are usually less expensive. They are purchased frequently. By use, goods are classified into consumer goods and industrial goods. Consumer goods are bought by individuals for personal use. They include clothing, food, phones, and furniture. Industrial goods are bought by businesses for use in production. They include raw materials, machinery, and office supplies. By shopping habit, consumer goods are classified into convenience goods, shopping goods, specialty goods, and unsought goods. Convenience goods are bought frequently with little effort. Examples include bread, milk, and newspapers. Shopping goods are compared on quality, price, and style. Examples include clothes, shoes, and phones. Specialty goods have unique characteristics. Consumers make a special effort to buy them. Examples include luxury cars and designer watches. Unsought goods are products that consumers do not normally think of buying. Examples include life insurance and cemetery plots. They require aggressive marketing. Now let me explain the classification of services. Services can be classified in several ways. By the nature of the Service Act, services are classified into tangible actions and intangible actions. Tangible actions are performed on people's bodies or possessions. Examples include haircuts, healthcare, and car repairs. Intangible actions are performed on people's minds or assets. Examples include education, banking, and consulting. By the relationship with customers, services are classified into continuous and discrete services. Continuous services involve an ongoing relationship. Examples include banking, insurance, and utilities. Discrete services are one-time transactions. Examples include a taxi ride or a one-time consulting project. By customization, services are classified into customized and standardized services. Customized services are tailored to individual customers. Examples include legal advice and healthcare. Standardized services are the same for all customers. Examples include public transportation and fast food. By the nature of demand, services are classified into peak demand and off-peak demand services. Some services have predictable peak times. Examples include restaurants at lunchtime and hotels during holidays. Service businesses must manage demand carefully. Now let me explain the importance of understanding goods and services. Understanding the difference between goods and services is essential for marketers. Goods and services require different marketing strategies. For goods, marketers focus on product features, quality, packaging, and branding. For services, marketers focus on people, process, and physical evidence. For goods, customer satisfaction depends on product performance. For services, customer satisfaction depends on the service experience. For goods, quality is measured by durability and reliability. For services, quality is measured by responsiveness, assurance, and empathy. For goods, production and consumption are separate. For services, production and consumption happen together. For goods, inventory can be stored. For services, inventory is lost if not used. Service marketers must train employees well. They must manage customer expectations. They must provide physical evidence of service quality. They must handle complaints effectively. Understanding these differences helps marketers design better strategies. A common exam question asks you to define goods and services and distinguish between them. Here is a sample answer. Goods are physical, tangible products that can be seen and touched. Services are intangible activities or benefits offered for sale. Goods are tangible. Services are intangible. Goods can be stored. Services cannot be stored. Goods can be transported. Services cannot be transported. Goods can be separated from the producer. Services cannot be separated from the provider. Goods are produced before consumption. Services are produced and consumed at the same time. Marketing goods focuses on product features. Marketing services focuses on people and process. Another exam question asks you to explain the characteristics of services. Here is your answer. The characteristics of services are intangibility, inseparability, variability, perishability, and lack of ownership. Intangibility means services cannot be seen or touched before purchase. Inseparability means services are produced and consumed at the same time. Variability means service quality varies from time to time. Perishability means services cannot be stored for later use. Lack of ownership means customers do not own anything after purchasing a service. These characteristics affect how services are marketed. Another exam question asks you to classify goods with examples. Here is your answer. Goods are classified by durability into durable goods, cars, furniture, and non-durable goods, food, drinks. By use into consumer goods, clothing, phones, and industrial goods, machinery, raw materials. By shopping habit into convenience goods, bread, milk, shopping goods, clothes, shoes, specialty goods, luxury cars, designer watches, and unsought goods, life insurance, cemetery plots. Each type requires different marketing strategies. Let me give you a quick summary. Goods are physical, tangible products. Services are intangible activities. The 5 characteristics of services are intangibility, inseparability, variability, perishability, and lack of ownership. Goods and services differ in tangibility, storability, transportability, separability, and quality consistency. Goods are classified by durability, use, and shopping habit. Services are classified by the nature of the act, relationship, customization, and demand. Understanding goods and services is essential for marketing. Keep reviewing, keep practicing. See you in the next topic.